Could the Copa America be the last chance for Berhalter to show growth? I wasn't even a fan for him to come back for the second time anyway. Anyways, some people are Berhalter lovers, some people are haters, some people don't like him despite everything that he could do. But there is a legitimate thought in thinking that this could be the last chance for him to show improvement in order to become the manager or to still be the manager for the World Cup. Some people believe that it doesn't matter what he does, he's still going to be the World Cup head coach. It seems to be that way. But should the Copa America be the tournament that decides Gregg Berhalter's future? Let's talk about it. It's not something new, it's not anything that just happened. Obviously, after a good draw with Brazil and other embarrassing results, especially against Colombia, there's a lot of these two matches give you just a bit of a taste to what has been the U.S. men's national team as of late. And a lot of people blame the players for the lack of maturity, for the lack of skill, for the lack of personality. Well, Berhalter is not without any faults, but let's be honest, he also brings plenty of strengths to the table. Yet, as the U.S. men's national team is very close to competing for the 2024 Copa America, we must ask, are the flaws in Berhalter's reign outweighing the benefits? The team will enter the tournament with its most talented and globally renowned group of players, but the program has shown little growth under the 50-year-old coach relative to players' individual achievements at the club level. The U.S. men's national team rehired Berhalter after an exhaustive search in the aftermath of the 2022 World Cup and in the wake of a Messi scandal. At the time, the decision was the right one to some people. In my honest opinion, no way. The players were fully behind their old boss, and the former Columbus Crew coach had garnered significant praise for some of the world's top managers for his tactics at the World Cup. Still, the team's round of 16 exit at the hands of Netherlands, while not a disappointing effort, also did not represent a success. Where Berhalter's new contract runs through the end of the highly anticipated 2026 World Cup, which will be played on home soil, of course, U.S. soccer must consider Berhalter's future as a head coach if the team does not make progress this summer. Now, the question is out there. If we don't perform well in the Copa America, should the U.S. fire Berhalter? Well, if the U.S. men's national team does not reach the semifinals of the Copa America, there should be serious questions about Berhalter's ability to lead the team into a 2026 World Cup. While continental success has been the hallmark of Berhalter's tenure, with the U.S. establishing themselves as the team to beat in CONCACAF as Mexico flounders, little progress has been made in the U.S. men's national team's standing relative to global football powers. The talented on the U.S. squad has never been higher from both a peak standpoint and a depth perspective. Christian Pulisic, the first UEFA Champions League winner in American soccer history, is coming off a season as AC Milan's top scorer. Meanwhile, the starting lineup against Colombia was the first in the U.S. men's national team's history, with all 11 starters contracted to big European clubs. But while the U.S. men's national team squad continues to gain talent and renown on an individual level, that has not translated into a rise for the team into FIFA's top-ranking national team sides. When Berhalter was hired in December 2018, the United States ranked 25th in the world. Having missed the World Cup that year, it took Berhalter just 3 years to see the team's ranking rise to 11th. But in the meantime, he has been unable to see the most talented team in the U.S. men's national team history get over the hump to compete with the world's most powerful sides. In fact, he's beaten just 3 teams other than Mexico, ranked inside the global top 40, and just one in a competitive environment. Those wins came in friendlies against Costa Rica in 2019 and Morocco in 2022, plus the win over Iran at the latest World Cup, of course. Anything less than a spot in the Copa America 2024 semifinals would fail to instill confidence that the team is indeed on a growth trajectory relative to a significant increase in talent amongst the squad. But this is kind of crazy because what do we expect? Do we expect to win the Copa America? Do we expect to win the World Cup? Well, let's be a little bit realistic. What is success for the U.S. men's national team at Copa America? The glass ceiling for the U.S. men's national team has been winning a knockout stage game at any major competition. That would mean reaching the quarterfinals at the World Cup, something the program has done just once in its modern history, or the semifinals at the Copa America. Berhalter fell short of that goal back in 2022 World Cup with a round of 16 defeat for the 16th ranked U.S. men's national team at the hands of the 8th ranked Netherlands. Saturday's defeat 5-1 to Colombia in a pre-Copa America friendly seems to indicate the semifinals of this summer's Copa America will require an uphill climb. And while the 1-1 draw with Brazil promises they will fight hard for the result, it's not quite enough to fully wash the taste of the prior result away. In order to reach the semifinals of the Copa America, the United States will almost likely surely need to beat at least one, probably two, of Brazil, Colombia, and Uruguay. Brazil, ranked 5th in the world, needs no introduction, of course, while Colombia and Uruguay both sit below the United States in the official FIFA rankings. The former is on a 22-match unbeaten streak and just clobbered the U.S. men's national team in a friendly, while Uruguay has beaten both Brazil and Argentina in the recent World Cup qualifying matches. It hasn't been this good in decades. You see, one of the most damaging narratives in the run-up to the 2024 Copa America has been Berhalter's insistence that results at the tournament are not of paramount importance. Rather, he is focused on the continued build-up to the 2026 World Cup is the ultimate goal. The players have grasped onto this top-down directive, repeating it on multiple occasions in the media availabilities. We do not see this as a building block, said Berhalter in his pre-match press conference ahead of the match against Brazil, echoing his comments from prior to the Colombia game when he said Copa America is essential to the growth of this group, and I believe this is a very important tournament for us as a team. It is a building block for us to go to the World Cup confidently. We are treating this seriously, and we want to put in good performances. At one stage, Chris Richards said the Copa America is not the end-all be-all, highlighting the World Cup as the ultimate goal. The team cannot continue with this softened attitude and mindset this summer. Instead, the U.S. men's national team must learn how to beat teams regardless of performances before they can expect to just show up and get results in 2 years on the biggest stage. In the aftermath of the loss to Colombia, Tim Ream admitted that the biggest lesson learned from that match was how much those games mean to the opponent, and that the U.S. needs to match that level of desire. And desire does not come from prioritizing performance over result. Instead, desire comes from doing everything it takes to win matches, regardless of the environment, opponent, or how well the game is played. The 5-1 defeat to Colombia, the U.S. men's national team, by its own admission, failed to match its opponent's will to win. The U.S. had a game plan, sure, and for the first 60 minutes of the match, executed it relatively well. But Colombia had a much greater need for victory. The U.S. men's national team must change its mindset and view the Copa America as a must-win tournament. And that must be something that the players and coaches don't just repeat at the podium, but believe it in their hearts. If the U.S. is to achieve growth at the Copa America and prove it is translating the rise in individual talent to results on the pitch, the team must treat this tournament with the same gravitas as the coming World Cup. If the U.S. men's national team cannot break through in 2024, what confidence can fans have that Berhalter can make it happen in 2026? Ooh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the question. What confidence can the fans have if the Copa America doesn't turn out well? And if it does, then it's amazing. Now, when Richard said the Copa America is not the end-all be-all, I totally disagree. The Copa America is a prestigious tournament, and if the U.S. were to win it, it would be unprecedented as far as a Copa America team is concerned. But let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think this should be the end-all be-all for Berhalter? Do you think this, even if we don't win it, do you think that this should be taken in consideration? Because we still got 2 years to go in the World Cup. If somebody were to replace him, you would assume that someone can still come on, get the job done. They still got 2 years. Again, I'm not a fan of Berhalter. However, if he does well, on the other hand, there's probably nothing you can do other than just cheer him on and hope for the best. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. My name is Chris, the American Mag. It will be lovely to read your comments. It'll be amazing to read them, to respond to them. So please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And of course, smash the like button. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.